Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through the notes on speed. Okay, at the end of this, you should be able to say I can use the average speed formula to find average speed, distance, or time traveled. Okay, so the speed formula is simply distance divided by time. So how long it takes to go a certain amount of distance. So like normally when you are like driving on the freeway, you're going 60 miles an hour. So 60 is your distance. You go 60 miles every 1 hour. Okay. Now with that, let's try a few examples here. If Alfie bikes 32 miles in 3 hours and 40 minutes, find Alfie's average speed. Okay. So our speed is going to equal distance divided by time, right? So speed is our distance, which is 32 miles, divided by our time, which is 3 hours, 40 minutes. Okay, so a little bit of problem that we have here is we have miles over hours and minutes. So we got to convert this time to be either all hours or all minutes. So since we're talking about miles, it probably would make more sense to do miles per hour than miles per minute. So let's convert these minutes here into hours, right? So if we've got 40 minutes, if we use our stoichiometry, we want to get rid of the minutes. So we're going to put minutes is on the top right now. So we'll put minutes on the bottom, and we want to turn it into hours, right? So we know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So we're doing 40 divided by 60, which is really 4 divided by 6, which is 0.667 hours, right? So what this can now equal is 32 over 3 hours plus 0.667 hours, right? Because the minutes are gone. So 3.667 hours. So 32 miles per every 3.667 hours. So let's figure that out there. And we've got 32 divided by 3.667. That should be good enough. We get 8.726. So we get 8.726. And this is our speed, right? And that's miles per hour. So we usually want to try to round this to three significant figures if it doesn't ask us to. So that 6 tells the 2 to get bigger. So our speed is 8.73 miles per hour. Okay. Now, if Alfie bikes at the same speed, how long will it take him to bike from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, which is 2,226 miles. So let's just use this same formula here. Speed equals distance divided by time. So we know the speed now is 8.73 miles per hour. Now, here's the thing. To go back and get this as accurate as humanly possible, we're going to want to try to keep this decimal here. And actually, let's do this. 32 divided by 3 let's put a bunch of sixes in there and a 7 at the end to give us a little bit more accuracy. You notice that the decimals start to change over here. So this is a little bit more accurate number. So our speed, we'll just, for writing it down purposes, we'll leave it at 8.73. So we've got 8.73 equals our distance is 2,226 miles. And this is miles per hour, right? Miles per hour. And we want to figure out what the time is. So we're going to figure it out in hours, right? So really this is the same thing as 8.73 miles per hour over 1. So we can just do cross products, right? So we know that 8.73t is going to equal 1 times 2226. So 2226, right? So we're going to divide both sides by 8.73, and we'll get our total time. So good news is it's here's our 8.73 right here. So we're going to take 22. Best way to do this on this calculator here is don't hit clear. Just do 22, 26, do divided by, and then we do second answer. And it will divide, take 22, 26, and divide by this answer that we got here. Okay? So 255.0625 to, I already forgot. 255.065, 255.065. So we can say that the time is about 255 hours is how long it's going to take Alfie to bike from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters at a rate of 8.73 miles per hour. Okay? Now, just a really quick thing here. Let's just see what would have happened if we would have taken 22, 26 divided by 8.73, see if it would have thrown our answer off at all. We got 22, 26 divided by 8.73, and that gives us 254.98, which also rounds to 255 hours. So in this case, we would have been okay, but sometimes it throws it off enough where your answer would be off a bit, and that's going to lose you probably a point on your IB test for later on if you happen to take that. Okay, anyway, that is all we have for this speed section here. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask in class. Thanks.